off with 114 people. We're now down to officially 68. I told you guys in week 17 we're going to be cutting people. So if your name's on here but it doesn't have a win or loss, that means you went through the elimination round and you survived. For the rest of you, these are the results of how you did in week 17. Now, of course, everybody lost the Monday night game. So just add an extra loss to the record, and that would be your record. So if you're 8-7, then you lost, you're 8-8. If you're 9-6, you're 9-7. And the math's pretty simple. These are the results of how everybody did, just for week 17 only. All right? We are officially 17 weeks in the regular season. And I believe Nate went 12-4, so he did the best. Nate went 12-4, got to give him props for that. Now you add all the records together from week 1 to week 17. This is what you get. So a lot of people are fighting for the division. If your name's highlighted in the blue, you're automatically in the next elimination round. If your name's in red, you're the lower seed going into that round, and I'll be showing that shortly. So there's a lot of people fighting for their divisions. Look at all these divisions, and everybody's fighting still for the last week of the regular season. And yes, winning your division does mean something because you have the opportunity to get buys in the first couple rounds. In fact, if you finish in the top 4, you don't have to play till Sunday of the divisional round. That's an extra bonus 3 rounds, not to include having a bye this week for week 18. So you're just doing your picks. So there's a lot of poker advantage to being at the top, busting your ass each week. Look at Bob Keller just pulling right there. Liss and Jesus and Green Bay, Chris are within 3 games going in the final week. Within 2 games going in the final week. These divisions are going to be heavily fought for. Heavily fought for. The best records, J Love, 176 wins. Give him a shout out. He's currently in first. Then you're going to have Gabriel, the Pats fan, with 176 wins. He's going to be in second. So those two are battling out for first place. Boy, and look at me. I didn't do too bad this week on my picks. Let's see how I did on my picks. I went 10-6. Okay, that's not too bad. But I'm 2 games behind Ted for my division. All right? In the ladies' division. We're down to 4 women left. We started with 8 women. Now we're down to 4. And Tanya's got a 1-game lead on Kristen. So all 16 divisions are still kind of being fought for, man. Now, with that being said, let's go to the results of the best of 11 round 3. These are all the picks. Atlanta defeated the Rams. It helped 3 of the lower seeds advance. Extra. So Byron advanced. He's now the lowest. He's the only person that's ranked 100 and higher that's still on in the bracket. CG Bully, that Atlanta win did help you advance. So you can give yourself a pat on the back. Tara, Atlanta gave you the win there, baby girl, so you've advanced. Main Attraction advanced. He's a lower seed. Burger advanced with that Atlanta win. He advanced the next round. Solici's, that Atlanta win helped him. He advanced. And Freddie also advanced. So we got 3 rounds out the way. 68 people left. We're going to eliminate 12 more next week. We'll go from 68 to 56. And these are the names. Names in red are the lower seeds. Names in blue are the higher seeds. I removed Saturday's games, which are 2 games on Saturday. And I removed the Sunday night football games. So it's going to be best of 13 going into Sunday for this final round before the NFL playoffs. We're going to go from 68 to 56 for the NFL playoffs when we started the season with 112 people. We are getting down to the nit and gritty. And yes, I'll be sending those picks to you guys out at a later date. So now that we have all that set, let's go to the NFL picks and let's get these out the way. Because I'm ready to just get it over with. I don't want to be up all night. All right. We are now officially into Saturday, January the 3rd, week 18, final week of the season. And what is my record, by the way? I'm 167-89. So let's hope I can go for 13 wins. Can I get 13 wins? Hey, how's it going? let's get these picks out the way. The final week of the NFL season, a lot of playoff implications on the line. Nonetheless, let's go to Saturday. First game, Panthers at Bucks. This NFC South was a complete clusterfuck. It's like the AFC North. Same thing. Can you believe if Tampa Bay beats the Panthers, they can make the playoffs and clinch going at 8-9 with a losing record? I shit you not. I kind of want Texans. I kind of want the Panthers to win. But I have this hunch that Tampa Bay wins. I don't know why. Call me crazy. I think Panthers choke it in the last week. Something tells me that is what's going to happen. So, with that being said, give me Tampa Bay to clinch the NFC South division. And they will beat the Panthers. All right. Let's go. Seattle Seahawks at the Niners. If I'm correct, if San Francisco wins, they clinch the division of the NFC West. Seattle wins, they clinch the division and the number one seed. So, wow, there's a lot of playoff potential here. A lot of at stake, right? I didn't think the Niners still had a chance to win their division, but apparently they do, according to what it says here. They just have to win. Tough game. It could go either way. But you know what? I'm going to go with the 49ers at home. Crazy as that sounds. Give me 49ers to beat the Seahawks at home, but I think it's going to be a close game, like 28-27, something like that. So give me the Bucks to clinch the South, Niners to clinch the West title. Sunday, January 4th. The Saints at the Falcons. The Falcons just beat the Rams. Right? The Falcons just beat the Rams. And I didn't see that coming. But it happened. Falcons are at home against the Saints. It's another NFC South showdown. The Saints winners of 4 straight. Or 3 straight. One of the two. Falcons came off a pretty impressive win against the Rams on Monday Night Football. This game could go pretty much either way. It means there's no playoff implications for either one of these teams. They're just playing for just, I guess, a glorified exhibition game. With that being said, I got to pick one, right? Give me Atlanta at home to beat the Saints and close off the year with a win. Cleveland at Cincinnati. This game really doesn't matter, right? It doesn't really matter. The Browns were pretty impressive. They just beat the Steelers at home. In fact, the Browns have won the last 3 years at home against Pittsburgh. And 4 out of 5 years against the Steelers in Cleveland. For some reason, Pittsburgh struggles at Cleveland. They play the Bengals. Is Joe Burrow playing? Does it really matter? Is it Flacco? Either way, I like Shedeur Sanders to win in Cincinnati. Call me crazy, but I think the Browns are going to find a way to get the win in Cincinnati. Green Bay at Minnesota. You know, Minnesota looks impressive, especially now that McCarthy's back. The Packers, not looking so good, man. They haven't had the season I thought they were going to have. They're kind of struggling. I don't know what the status of Jordan Love is. Is he even going to play in this game? I mean, I know they've clinched. Nonetheless, I like Minnesota at home to close off the year to go 9-8 and look like a really good team going into next year. Go ahead and give me the Minnesota Vikings. Dallas Cowboys against the New York Giants. Well, the Giants sure found out a way to fuck up the number 1 pick. They just gift wrapped it to the Raiders. Well, doesn't matter because I think despite the Giants beating the Raiders are just as bad as they are. But nonetheless, I'm going to go with Dallas. I mean, I like Dak Prescott's energy. I mean, I know they're not going to make it. But he's like, you're getting paid to play, blah, blah, blah. I like the energy that Dak Prescott brings to the table. And I'm gonna go off with the Cowboys to end the season off at 500. 8-1. Give me Dallas to win in MetLife against the Giants. Tennessee at Jacksonville. Well, let's just put it like this. You know, the Titans are just, their season's done. Jacksonville still has a division to play for. Jacksonville should have lost last week to the Colts, but they didn't. Therefore, I think Jacksonville should win this game against Tennessee. And they're going to wrap the AFC South. Give me Jacksonville to get the win and go to 13-4 and secure the AFC South. Texans, they're still playing for that number 5 seed. They could be playing the winner at Ravens and Steelers for that division title. Phillip Rivers came back. He's 0-3. Probably going to go 0-4. I don't see them beating us. Give me the Texans to defeat the Colts and end the year off on a bang at 12-5. Your Jets at Buffalo. I know the Bills lost their division. I don't know where in the playoff position they want to play for. Should they just bench Josh Allen? I don't know what's going to happen, but I still think the Bills beat the Jets regardless. The Bills are just that much better than the Jets. Detroit at Chicago. Chicago still, I think, playing for the number 1 seed, if I'm correct. Or they're playing for 2 or whatever. I think they have a little bit more something to play for than the Lions. And therefore, I'm going to have to go with Chicago to win at home against the Lions, the final game of the year. Chargers at Broncos. Well, Chargers don't have a chance to win their division because my Texans beat them. But nonetheless, I think the Broncos are playing pretty good at home. Give me Denver to win this game, man. I like the Broncos in this. Chiefs at the Raiders. How much of a boring pick is this? Chiefs, Raiders, Chiefs, Raiders, Chiefs, Raiders. I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I'm going to go with the Raiders. The Raiders secured the number 1 pick, if I'm correct. Even if they win and the Giants lose, because the Giants beat them, the Raiders got the number 1 pick. I think the Raiders find a way to fuck around and find out, and they beat the Chiefs with no Mahomes. Go ahead and give me the Raiders to finish off the year with a win. Arizona at the Rams. The Rams just lost on Monday Night Football. The Cardinals, I don't know what they're going to do with Kyler Murray. I think you got to let him go, man. They got to move on. I would rather have Jacoby Brissett starting over fucking Kyler Murray. That's just me. But nonetheless, I think the Rams win and get that final win going at the end of the year. I don't know if Matthew Stafford's going to start or not. Probably wouldn't make sense to. Miami at New England. This could be a good game. I like Quinn Ewers. Yours from University of Texas. And boy, does he look good. Nonetheless, they're playing against New England. And New England's trying to get the number 1 seed. Go ahead and give me New England. So win at home and get the dub. Washington Commanders at the Eagles. Are the Eagles still playing for the number 2 seed? Yeah. I think if the Eagles win, they got a good chance. Commanders are done. They deactivated Chase Daniels. So I think the Eagles win. Last but not least, Sunday Night Football. The winner of this game will play Houston in the first round. Who do y'all think gets it? Ravens or Steelers? Man, the Steelers find a way to choke at the end. I think Huntley could actually go in Pittsburgh and win. Or even if it's Lamar Jackson. I think the Ravens will win the AFC North. I think that the Steelers fumbled it away. Give me the Baltimore Ravens to clinch the AFC North. And those are my picks for the final week of the season. I'll be updating everybody once week 18 is complete. Thank you.